FOMC meeting today, kiddies. Please make sure your helmets are on and your seatbelts are properly secured.
Thought I told you never to call me here.
Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's, and this is your morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the winds blow. All the humble opinion of this piano Zambone ringing the dial. The FOMO index has inched up to 47 from yesterday's 46. Bitcoin dominance is 49.2%. 24-hour volume is 28 billion. The overall market cap is 1.07 give or take 100 million. Well, she's been choppy, to say the least. The robot quant bots don't know how to front run all the conflicted, leaked insider info. On today's FOMC meeting, the bots spent the first half of yesterday executing buy orders, peaking out at 27.4, then hit the sell button, finding a bottom and a bounce at 26.8. Then they bought up their own dip back up to 27.4, then sunsetted themselves back down to a time of production, 27.1. So it looked like a lot, and it felt like a lot. But all it was chop suey in a crab market. I'd like to propose this ascending channel with our upside breakout target at 27.5, feeling that will likely rebound down to test its support at 26.5-ish. But that's if. And I say if we don't grab support at the 20 moving average at 26.8. Now over on the ding dong, we have broken out of our previous descending channel, but failing to make a new high, I'm going to adjust the triangle to our current resistance levels that we've been rejected from 3 days in a row. Breaking out to the upside, I'd like to see price action. Test this channel resistance up at 27.8 and close a candle above to demonstrate that the bulls have taken back the dominance flag and the bears have retreated. Failing that, there's a high probability of rejecting down to our channel and triangle support line at that dastardly 26K level, which is also the goldenest of golden ratios. This is at a 1.8% fill. And with all eyes on old Scotch on the Rocks, booze breath, Jerry Pow Pow, about to unleash his fiat blood money regime chants to a crowd of prepared softball question pitchers, market analysts will be listening closely to decipher economic Easter eggs hiding and or foreshadowing hawkish or dovish innuendo. They can shove down the throats of the robot quant bots, but it's the humble opinion of this piano stuck behind the maple curtain that without liquidity in the system, we may see some violent knee-jerk reactions only to fizzle back down to our mean reversion, give or take $100 in miscellaneous resistance or support. So while it may be somewhat exciting to see some possible volatility, I'm thinking most of it has already been baked in. Would you look at that, my friend? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth. Can you feel how calm it is with the birds chirping? We're not guaranteed these days, but we're lucky enough to have them anyway. So get out there and knock them dead. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected elites. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a cup of coffee. Join me for a quick one and sing it with me now. Around the banks of boom to spang, Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, whoa, cha-cha-cha-ching. Can you hear the calm? The calm of the birds chirping. I noticed that yesterday video when I was making the short. I couldn't rip videos from YouTube yesterday. I don't know if anyone does that, but you can YouTube downloader. So in order for me to get this live stream, I have to rip it from YouTube. But I couldn't do it. It just wasn't working anymore. I wonder if that's just sometimes it's glitchy like that, and a day will pass and then it'll go back to normal. But when I had to screen record the video, then screen record the audio with QuickTime. It's such a laborious process. But when I was doing the audio, I heard the birds chirping. I'm like, that does sound very calming once the birds start chirping. Good morning, SRB Alley, Mark Stone, Paul Woodgriff, Sarah S. in California, up early, Squeaky McGee. I'm George Duh. Earth Scum, DJ Morgan, Brendan, JP, Dan Lucia, Sneaky Pete Vapes in BC, Louis Barnott in South Africa. Is that it? Misco, Scylla Cyborg, Bobby Freeman, pianomattyb, OG, Misco, pianomattyb, OG, Get Off My Lawn, Baseball and Crypto, Cresp, Roland, Kelly McBride, Christopher, Johnny December, pianomattyb, OG, helping to build the channel. Much appreciated. Mario Cantonese, Mad Faded Baby, Storm Chasing Video, pianomattyb, OG, Randy, there he is, Denny Kane. Interesting that NFT comment got blocked. Did you put a NFT comment in, or are you referring to the NFT? Because I put that my NFT cost $4,000. Cost 1 ETH. My ETH isn't worth $4,000 and $4,000. It's so funny, you know. Like the bear market is such a interesting little so-and-so because it really gets my meme comment got blocked. Well, the only reason it'll get blocked is because it has some sort of words that the robot quant scammers use. So I have them in the do not allow. So maybe it's a www. Or who knows? There's so many of them. I have to admit, and this is a sign of the bear market, the scammers are basically gone, right? So I could probably take those words that don't work off, and nothing would happen. But we'll know when the crypto market starts to get bullish, as you'll see the rise of the scammers. You'll see this channel views go up. That's really the indicator you need to know that retail's back. As long as this channel's like 1,000 views a day, that's bear market views. It can get much lower, but I feel like that's scooping the bottom. So it's a good indicator, just watching these videos to see how retail's attention span is for the crypto game. And once we start inching up, you know, it'll start going like 1,500 will be the bottom, and then maybe, you know, 2,000 will be the bottom. Then you'll know retail is back. Spencer Secular, thoughts on Russell Brand situation? Well, you know what I think. I mean, it sounds exactly like every freedom fighter that gets too big. They just take him down with character assassination opposed to, a literal physical assassination. They don't really need to do that anymore. Misco, thank you, pianomattyb. I received my hat yesterday. Oh, you're welcome, Misco. All pianomattyb OGs get the hats. You can't get them. I won't be selling these anymore. I'll just be giving to OGs. But back to Russell Brand, with Andrew Tate. And I know the Gen Pop has these negative opinions towards all these people because they're probably the same people that will love to be locked down and put masks on and get more medicine. But this is where it gets weird for me in the Russell Brand thing. I had this buddy of mine who's, I would say he's a celebrity, but he's more of a fashion celebrity. So and anyway, when I'm out with him, the way people treat him is absolutely surreal. It's like they're seeing their favorite best friend from childhood for the first time in 30 years or something like that. Like they're awestruck. This isn't, I would like what you'd consider an A-list celebrity. He's like a C-list celebrity, but in Winnipeg, he becomes a B-list celebrity. And the way women talk to him, women that I've known for a long time, when I see them talk to him, they're different. And he will always say to me, in a joking kind of, he's funny. He's a confident guy, but he understands how people view him. He says there's no power like star power. And it's true. And so my second tier level of that is when I talk about the Green Room, that nightclub I owned, we opened it in 2011 when the Jets came. And I always say the Jets ruin beautiful women in this city for a couple reasons. But this is my takeaway from star power from my friend to the Jets. When the Jets would come into the bar, it was mayhem. It was, they would get a table and it'd be roped off. And the women that would get in there would lose their ever-loving minds. But the women that couldn't get in there would lose their ever-loving minds 10x till they got in there, to which they would lose their ever-loving mind. And now, hold on a second. Let me get Matthew McConaughey to pump these rookie number legs. There he is. Ooga, ooga, ooga. And I knew a lot of girls that would come to that bar. They were kind of regulars. And they were completely normal girls. Completely normal. Level-headed, smart, just cool chicks that, they were just cool. Throw in some Jets. And I swear to God, I didn't know who these girls were anymore. They were doing things that they would never do. They would never, ever do. But there's no power like star power. It does funny things to people. So I was at some of these parties with these Jets. They would rent mansions right around where the bar was. There was a street called Wellington Crescent, which had a lot of, it's like a fancy street kind of. And they would have these parties. And whenever they decided it's go time, so to speak, they would go in there and they would just say, you, not you, not you, not you. And if it was not you, you had to leave the party. And if it was you, well, we can all fill in the blanks of what happened with these girls and these Jets after the not used left the party. Now, the reason why I bring that up with Russell Brand is that Russell Brand would be the Jets. Because most of these Jets, mind you, you guys would not know who they are. I mean, Winnipeggers would know. And if you're a big hockey fan, you'd know who they are too. But the Gen Pop, like I didn't know them because I didn't care about hockey. I didn't know who these guys were. They were just kids to me anyway. Russell Brand would be a 10x from the celebrity power that these Jets had. So, for instance, you have these levels of Jets and star power. So the Jets' biggest fan, the biggest Jets guy, I'll just leave his name out. One day, Ovechkin came. And Ovechkin had a Range Rover that, who knows, probably was given to him by one of the car companies. Here, drive my Range Rover around. So he came to the green room, and green room's on a busy street that you can't stop or park at, right? So Ovechkin just drives and leaves his borrowed Range Rover in the busy street and walks into the bar. Now, there was mayhem before Ovechkin came with the girls in the bottle service area and the people waiting to get in. But when Ovechkin came, it might as well have been the Beatles. It might as well have been Elvis Presley that walked in there. The night was 100% wacky, and to see what that star power does to girls. Now back to Russell Brand. Russell Brand is Ovechkin times 10 because he's an intellectual, he's a comedian, and he's a movie star. So he attains a level of female abundance that 99.9% of all men on earth will never experience. They'll never experience that. So things get wacky and weird, and I guess my two takeaways are this. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I don't know why everyone jumps on these bandwagons where they're guilty and then, well, prove to me that you're not a dirtbag, right? So, I mean, before I pass judgment on anything, I guess you got to wait for the facts to come in. What do we have? We have the mainstream media. The mainstream media trying to cancel Russell Brand. I mean, it's the mainstream media. To me, if I'm subject to mainstream media propaganda, I know that 90% of it's a lie anyway, and it's propaganda. Not to say some things might have happened in the day. Things get wacky. I bet things got wacky at those Jets parties with those girls that were picked, and then who knows, maybe they regretted it. When I say they took away the beautiful women, I mean, one day you saw these pretty girls, and then they'd be hanging out with these Jets, and then you never saw them again. So something happened, something changed with them in their lives, their direction they wanted to, the woman they wanted to be, or the young girl they thought they were, and you never saw them again. Sneaky Pete Vapourizer says he's over the target, circling and dropping bombs. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I personally love Russell Brand. I think he's one of the smartest, most amazing speakers I've ever seen. Like, when you see him talk, it's like, is this a script? Is this scripted? I mean, he's so unbelievably fast and intellectually just his targets are hit. Every single thing he says is just so poignant and like there's no arguing with him. He's just so great. He's such a great orator. And I guess that's why he's such a great comedian. And I guess that's why he's so charismatic. And I guess that's why everybody loves him, right? But who doesn't love him? The people that don't want you to hear what he's saying. What is he saying? He's talking about freedom. He's talking about taking back your own autonomy. He's talking about making decisions for yourself. He's talking about questioning what happens in the lamestream media, especially when they're gearing up for this next little round, which I want to say has been dialed down. I think they dialed it up to 60, and now they might have dialed it down to 40. I'm not sure. That's just how my take on it. So maybe they dialed back. They're going to throw some bombs out, get rid of some people that are disproving and throwing shade on their narrative, like Russell Brand. Then they'll turn it up again. I don't know. I think the sad part is for me, and it's kind of like with Ben Armstrong, we'll talk about Ben in a second, with Russell Brand, the fact that he's basically just been deemed guilty by the media and even some people in his circle. You know, when I see people in his circle turning on him, it doesn't bode well for the outcome, because I think maybe some people in the circle know more and they're just like, oh, okay, maybe the gig's up. But I don't know. I always say back in the bar days, it was before Me Too. It was just before Me Too. Things were crazy. Like, those days will never happen again. For me, anyway. And those days of debauchery, I think, are over for the bar industry itself. And maybe even, I find in the entertainment industry, you know, there was a time where rock stars kind of had carte blanche on doing whatever, whether it was trashing hotel rooms or just being kind of men in the sense with their female abundance, doing whatever they want. I mean, that's what I mean, that 99.9% of the population will never experience that. And I feel like that doesn't even happen anymore. Maybe it does, but it's just closer. Like, I hear stories about Drake. But, I mean, they're just stories. Now, Ben's video last night, I found it kind of disturbing and sad. Now, listen, you might hate Ben, you might like Ben. At the end of the day, I don't like seeing any Bitcoin enthusiast go down. Now, did he deserve it? Jeez, I don't know. This is my take on Ben. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I've said it before about most of these people that these things happen to. I don't think Ben was ever maybe that cool. I don't know if cool is the right word, but, you know, it's one of those people that probably didn't get invited to the cool parties, probably wasn't, you know, a strong athlete and was looked up to by other athletes and got invited to the cool parties. He probably didn't have a lot of significance growing up that got him invited to the cool parties. There's not getting invited to the cool party is more metaphoric type of, you know, the ascension from your significance. So when someone like that, like many YouTubers, they're kind of just the most normal, regular, nerdy, dorky people you could imagine. When they get thrust into, I suppose Ben would be a pseudo celebrity with his reach and his viewership. I guess you start thinking you're significant and maybe certain things don't stink anymore. But, you know, wherever you are or wherever you go, there you are. There's that same person that wasn't that cool back then, maybe isn't that cool now, but has significance with his celebrity prowess. And it can quickly turn someone like that into someone like that, like the Gucci suits and the Lambos. I feel when someone has reached significance, even if it's only in their own heart and intellectual capacity to define their self-worth. When you reach that type of significance, things like that don't really matter. Gucci suits and Lamborghinis, they seem frivolous, and now some people say, "Oh, they bought the Lamborghini as a tax write-off." Okay, maybe he didn't use it as a tax write-off to the point. I mean, he kind of flexed with it, which is fine, right? But to a certain degree, I just don't believe people with any type of significance, whether it's their own self-worth or significance in their talent or skill, really start doing that type of thing. And so that would be maybe one of his first mistakes, and maybe a red flag for anyone kind of watching, wondering, how are things going with this Ben guy, you know? The Gucci suits, the loneliest Lamborghini, yes. The Gucci suits was a signal. I think his absence on the channel was a little bit of a signal too that something was going on. I mean, we all kind of noticed it if you watch his channel. There's a lot of people, like, he went from doing it every day to maybe doing it once a week. So who knows what was going on there? I don't think we'll ever really know until it flushes out. But can you imagine being a guy like that? Like, if you go back to some of his old videos, he was like he was like a throw ideas at the YouTube wall and see what fits, you know, like whatever those TikTok videos are where they kind of green screen them and they go like this, and oh, you should take a look at this, or the 3 worst ways to die and stuff like that. Weird facts, dark web stuff like that. He was doing that, just trying to gain traction. And you got to hand it to him. He persevered, got into a lane that maybe he was more passionate about than making those TikTok videos, and blew up. And I think he blew up more than most people could ever imagine. Like, I don't think he was the most wealthiest guy. I don't know. Maybe it's just a normal hustler. And then he became a multi-millionaire in the span of 2 years. And then 2 years later, he loses it all. That's an insane boomerang flip. And it comes back to our concept of time and how fleeting everything is. And when I say we're not guaranteed these days, I mean, that's a perfect example of it. Your highs and lows. You don't know when they're going to end. You don't know how long the highs will be. You don't know how the longs will be. But take a look at Russell Bran. Saturday night, I believe he had a comedy show. Like, he had one of his gigs he did. And then within 48 hours, they went full force on cancellation. He's demonetized in YouTube. And a channel like that is making decent money on the pittance that Lamborghinis that YouTube gives you. So at 6.6 million subscribers, he's probably making a great living just on YouTube itself. Whereas under 1 million viewers, I don't know. I don't know if you could live on it. Maybe you can. I don't know. But you're not guaranteed these days. 48 hours later, everything was gone. Everything was gone. His management, his book deal, his comedy tour, his YouTube channel monetization. And now if you want to wax philosophically on the good luck, bad luck, who knows, maybe this will push him and other people like him who have a voice into another medium and grow it. Because if there's one thing we've learned, this platform's not your friend, and it has the power to take everything you've worked for and just whoosh, flush it down the toilet. And you have there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can say. You have to send emails to a robot that sends robot emails back. If you have a big enough voice, I guess some other people on Twitter can kind of help you out. and get your channel back. But can you imagine making, I would say, a level of the channel Russell Brand? He doesn't even need the YouTube money, I suppose, from his movies. But it's probably in the 7 figures that he's making on that channel. Stopped. Done. It's done. Saturday it was 7 figures. Monday it's 0. That's crazy. So when I say good luck, bad luck, who knows? He's trying to go to Rumble. Maybe he'll go to Rumble. I've tried Rumble. I just find its ease of use isn't there. But there'll come a time where YouTube might become like Facebook, where it's like I reluctantly go there for the marketplace. And then I might get stuck there for a couple doom scrolls. I'm like, get me out of here. YouTube might become like that if all the significant voices are gone and it's just watered down simp and cucks, basically just parroting the mainstream narrative. It will die. And I always thought that in a free economy, a free market capital economy, this would course correct. There would be a need for YouTube to go, okay, we've pushed too far. This isn't a good idea. People like these voices. And even think about the channel. If he's making $1 million a year on his channel, they're probably making $1 million, if not more. And they're just willing to cut that off. Or maybe they still make all the backdoor residuals. Who knows? Anyway, I think it's sad. And at the end of the day, everyone needs to have their day in court. And when it comes to celebrities and their behavior, they need to have their day in court. And I think when they do, it'll probably go in his favor. Not to say that there weren't some dicey things that might have happened. However, dicey things happen in the Hi, buddy. Are you bearish or bullish today?
Bullish.
Bullish, how come?
Because I'm not going to school.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
school
are.
Sucks.
It does. But there's some things you could learn there.
No.
Social dynamics.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to school.
Okay, can you sing us out then?
We're playing the same game. Yeah. Psychopathic Woo!
Oh.
That's why it's a long game. So you have a fantastic day. I want to bank the Bitcoin, crypto, money.
Brendan says you're going to Skibbity school. Skibbity toilet school.
I'm not. I'm going to no school. I'm staying home.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We didn't even talk about the FOMC meeting, but you know what? Who cares? Maybe with Nothing Burger. Give us something to talk about tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you later. Make sure you like and subscribe.